got the mic in hand. David's laughing like a one-man band, talking disco, bell-bottom flares, and a little bit of scripture to say your prayers. It's the past, it's the present, it's the holy air. Sit back and join us, Bible Bibs and a prayer. Bible Bibs and a prayer, we're keeping it real. From the red, white, and blue to the spinning wheel. It's stories and devotion, good vibes to share. Come on and listen to Bible Bibs and a prayer.
What's up, everyone? It's time, my friends, time for Bible Bibs and a prayer. Good morning, family, friends, the whole wide world. Welcome to your daily start. Hopefully this is your go-to space to wake up informed, focused, and ready for the day ahead. Now, whether you're sipping your coffee ice cold, heading out the door, easing into your morning routine, we've got just what you need. Quick insights, a little inspiration, a lot of not so funny jokes, and a clear look at what matters today. Let's make this morning count. Speaking of that, folks, why did the thief take a shower before robbing the bank? He wanted to make a clean getaway. Don't worry, I'll laugh at my own jokes, so nobody feels pressured out there in podcasting land. But let you and I thank God for another day we didn't have to set the alarm for, because we are already awake and we're blessed and we're ready to go. My name is Brother Jim, one half of the dynamic duo here on Bible Bibs and a Prayer. By day, a pastor of Roxford Church, and at night, a wannabe funny guy. I'd like to think being funny on a podcast is just saying things and hoping they age well in the next 10 seconds. But again, welcome to our show. Let's turn this in from a conversation into an experience. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. Joining me as well, always, is my co-host, still here despite several strong arguments against it. This man brings the jokes, the chaos, and just enough questionable opinions to keep things interested. A man who has promised to be on his best behavior, or we will see how long that lasts. And from what his wife and mother says, it won't take too long. Give it up for my partner in podcasting crime, a face that only a mother could love. The one and only Mr. David Keener, plus, one of my best friends in the whole wide world. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
How is life in Keenerville?
It's good. I feel kind of out of sorts. I mean, we were on last week, but we taped a week ahead of time because of Easter. So I'm like it feels like it's all new again. So
I know, and I did this a while back, so it's like, man, yeah, I'm off too. But hey, we got a new friend to join us here.
I see that, yes.
We got the Little Lynn, the little Lynster right here, our little gorilla, donated by Lynn. I understand this came from not your childhood, but your brother's.
Yeah, well, I was around, but I don't recall the thing.
That's what she said. Nobody remembers. So
it was really memorable.
Yes, but we've been entrusted, and we named it automatically Little Lynn.
Yes.
And I hear this little gorilla can be grumpy at times. Not that the Lynster could be grumpy.
No,
I'm sure you've never seen her grumpy at all in your life.
Never.
Yeah, I know some Sunday she's really pounding that piano board there. Keys. Makes me wonder what your dad did. And of course, we got Ida, Lee, and Dan, the chicken, the rooster. So we are just one big happy family.
That's
here.
right.
Still in search of an alligator, crocodile. So hopefully that will come to join us sometime. But how was the weekend?
It was good. Weather was decent. I was still working on the lawn. I did the weed spraying for over the weekend to get rid of the weeds. So things are very green, looking very good. I've got the best lawn on the block.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I am battling thistles.
Ooh.
We have 2 flower beds, 2 big ones that thistles always come up in, and they have just come to life. And I've been on Google, Amazon, researching, and it's like reading them comments. You know, majority of people will give them a 5-star, but you always got them ones that makes you wonder.
Yeah.
You know, because thistle killer is not cheap by any means.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course, the best thing they say is to get there and dig them out. But it's like, I've got hundreds already, and them things hurt.
Yeah.
You got to wear gloves, and I hate wearing gloves to weed because you can't get a good yank on it, you know? So if anybody out there has a good remedy for thistles or uses a good thistle killer, please let me know in the comments. I would greatly appreciate it. So, yeah, it's nice getting out there. The yard's finally drying up, and we're in full swing. Already behind, as I've stated before, but I did get my forks for my Steiner, so we're going to start building some things. Yes.
Nice.
Yes, got all these pallets, nice big pallets, and I think I did an overkill on the forks.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you could put these on a tractor bucket, so... Thank goodness we got a little poundage to help balance out the Steiner.
If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing.
That's right. I think these things are rated for 2,000 pounds. So, yeah, that's usually the way I do it, an overkill.
Yep.
So from the buffet to the, hey, you'd be proud of me. I went to the buffet the other night, and I got one small salad, and my salad looked so pretty, David.
Oh, yeah?
They could have taken a picture of it for an advertisement.
Yeah.
And then up at Dutch Valley, and then only one little, swipe through the buffet line.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, my daughter, oldest, works for them in advertising. And I said, hon, baby girl, the food's just not what it used to be.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, Dad, I hear it all the time in the complaint department. So.
I have a funny story for them. I interviewed with them one time. Mike, I can't remember his last name, but the CEO there, Mike, I interviewed with him, and we're sitting at Dutch Valley doing the interview. So we're talking about the business a little bit, and he said, well, what do you like here? I said, well, I really enjoy the buffet. And he followed that up with, yeah, the buffet doesn't make us much money, because... but you can get the buffet if you want to. Well, what am I supposed to do at that point? He just told me how much money it doesn't make.
Right, right. So. Now, I was the only one that got the buffet, and I was kind of dumb because you can't take stuff home. Everybody else got dinners. And it's like, why didn't I just get a dinner? Then I could have had leftovers, know? Because, again, the appetite just wasn't there, but...
Yeah.
Eyes were bigger than my stomach. Yeah. So
I tried to go on a diet. I was going to go on one, but I got a lot on my plate right now.
Yes. Not the best co-host, color commentator in the business right there, my friends. Yes. But you got any other jokes for us?
Well, my wife wonders why I stare at the window during thunderstorms. She thinks it's weird. I think it'd be a lot less weird if she just let me inside.
No, that one's good. That one is good. Can I get a squeal from you? Yes, that's a good one. I have that problem too. Must be contagious.
Yes.
Amongst women. So, all righty. Let us remember another sunrise, another chance to shine, a chance to show the whole world and everyone around that you are one. Yes, you are one special person. We have been blessed, you, David, and myself, along with our little pets here down on the farm. Let you and I thank God for another blessed day, whether you're driving, working, or just starting your morning coffee. We're glad you're here with us. And you know why? Because we're alive, and even with all the aches and pains, we are still blessed. So come on, come on, come on. Enjoy Mr. David as we say thank you, Lord, for another day and another day of opportunity, just waiting for you and I to go out and make our mark. Find that good in life and forget the bad. And here on Bible Bibs and a Prayer, we admit life gets weird. But we also talk about why you are never actually facing life alone. Because we have Jesus and Jesus alone. Rejoice that you are alive. When you look in that mirror, remember you are beautiful. You matter in this world. And oh my goodness, hear me on this one again. You are loved. Now, a little humor of the day. Dad is down at the auto dealership, good times, looking at potential choices. Cargo space, he asks. The salesman, slightly confused, finally replies, car, no, do that. Car, go, road. Think about it. A little cargo space. Car, no, do that. Car, go, road. I thought that was kind of funny. All right, our thought of the day, a silly idea is current that good people do not know what temptation means. This is an obvious life. Only those who try to resist temptation know how strong it is. A man who gives in to temptation after 5 minutes simply does not know what it would have been like an hour later. That is why bad people, in one sense, know very little about badness. They have lived a sheltered life by always giving in. C.S. Lewis. Now, we've been talking about sin leading into temptation, and we've touched on it before, but, especially now that Lent is over, we go back to maybe some of our old ways, perhaps, David, I don't know. Funny how we give up something, and then it's like a diet.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, a lot of times we fall off the wagon. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. Now, we've been talking about sin, Satan, just scratch the surface of that. But we know God is faithful, and he will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. Temptation is something every single one of us face. Temptation does not mean you're weak. It means you're human. Even Jesus was tempted, yet he did not give in. That shows us something important. Temptation itself, as we've said this many times, we've talked the last few weeks on this, dealing with sin and that. Temptation itself is not the sin, it's giving in. That is the sin. So how do we fight it? Well, first we recognize it early. You got to. Now, we're all old enough, are we not, David? We know right from wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pretty much know right from wrong. Now, occasionally we have a slip. As I was just discussing with David, I almost lost my finger doing something stupid with mechanical. And now, whoa, that's not really, temptation, but you ever look in the fan as a kid and you want to, stick your finger in? Kind of like happened there, but we know right from wrong. I knew I should not be doing that. I should have turned the machinery off. But to save time, I didn't, and it almost cost me the old trigger finger. Temptation usually starts small, a thought, a feeling, a moment. The sooner you catch it, the easier it is to stop. When you entertain in your mind, eventually, what you entertain in your mind eventually shapes your actions, and how true that is. Amazing how all these little seeds are planted of want, desire, lust, jealousy, pride, you name it. Starts off as a little seed, but do we let it grow? Do we actually maybe give it a little fertilizer? Do we water it? Do we help it grow, or do we pluck it? Second, replace it. Do not just resist it. Now, like with we're weeding, if we don't pull the root, what happens?
It's going to come right back.
It's going to come back. Now, we can kill the top of it with our handy-dandy sprayer, can't we, with all the chemicals?
Yep.
But is it really going to the root? Because mainly we're focused on the surface, right?
Yep.
Is that not the same in life? We're so focused on the surface, sometimes we miss the root from here to here. So again, replace it. Do not just resist it. Resist it. Resist temptation. If you only try to say no, you'll get wore down. Fill that space with something better. Truth, prayer, and purpose. Purpose, yes. What you feed grows stronger. So with temptation, if we're feeding it, now God gave us all a mind. Most of us. Made a trip to Ravenna the other day, and I tell you, between 77 and 75, I was really wondering if some people had, or 76, excuse me, if they had some brains. Ay. But think about it. What you feed grows stronger. So if we don't remove that temptation, if we don't remove that, so that's where the brain comes in. Again, we'll go back to food. If you are trying really hard, why go where you know there's going to be some of your favorite dishes?
Yeah.
True? If you know you've got a problem where you really, really like something that is not good for you and you're battling it, why be around it? Because again, if we just keep saying no to it and don't remove it, the root, it's going to keep coming back. Number 3, remove yourself from it. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is just to walk away. Doesn't mean you're weak. To me, that shows strength. I am making a choice not to go there, not to talk, even talk with that person. Because again, are we not influenced, my friend, by the people around us?
We are.
For example, politics. When you are constantly glued to the news or social media, can that not just start a firestorm in you of getting bitter, getting angry, of maybe even some hate? True?
Absolutely.
Your feet in the flames, especially. I remember some people with the whole COVID thing. They were so tuned in listening to, I'm sorry, I'm going to call it a bunch of nonsense. Not saying all of it's not true, but you know what I mean? Oh my goodness, remember back in the day, instead of flipping channels, you had 4 TVs. Some of them guys, you got a channel on every TV. Tuning into stuff. And again, I know it's going to irritate me. I'm not saying I'm not informed, but why go to those places that I know I'm going to get upset about?
Yeah.
Or enter into a conversation with somebody that has the exact opposite idea or feelings or opinion. Why talk about it? Talk about something else. Again, there's so many things we can talk about. And if it's that bad, just walk away from the person or avoid the person until you have the strength that you are strong enough to do so. You do not have to prove how strong you are. Wisdom is knowing your limits. And we all have limits, do we not, David?
We do.
We all got limits. We can only take so much. Think of that 5-gallon bucket. You can only fill it up so much before then what? It starts to overflow. And that's where our anger, irritation, hate, that's one of the big things. Our bucket can overflow. You ever just get to that point, you just want to scream? You can't take any more stupidity. You can't. You ever have a coworker that just keeps running their mouth? Mm-hmm. Or you ever have that person that's done it all and what they haven't done isn't worth doing anyway?
Right.
I know some of them people in my life, and it's just like, can't you just go along with the conversation?
They always got to one up you.
You go right ahead.
No, I said they have to. They have to one up you. Like if you say you did so, I did that plus this that. And...
Hey, I just went to Egypt. Oh, I went to Istanbul in first class. Okay, I got Coke and peanuts. Oh, we had a fine. Yeah, good for you. But or the other one, and I am going on a tangent here, or a rant. But you and I are talking chickens, and somebody comes in and just totally dominates the conversation and starts talking about cars.
Yeah.
Where did we even, you got 3 or 4 individuals talking chickens or whatever the case may be. And then somebody, and I get it, they want to be a part of the conversation, but they automatically direct it to them in an idea or a thought that has nothing to do with, at least let the conversation come to an end and then interject yourself.
Right.
And, when you start getting the eye rolls and people start leaving the conversation, isn't that a hint?
Some people just don't have good social skills.
Social skills, that's right. Yeah, kind of like Bobby Boucher from The Waterboy. Finally, lean on God, not just your own strength. Fighting temptation alone is exhausting. Remember those ones we listed? I think there's 15 of them, David. Those are a lot of temptations that we have to fight.
Yeah.
Just common temptations. And maybe, I'm sure each one of us have our own little temptations that maybe most people don't. Again, temptation is a part of life, but it's what we do with it. And you were never meant to do it alone. Strength comes when you admit you need help. And that is a hard thing to do, David, especially as a man. Can't speak for a woman, a pig, or a rooster, or a monkey. Oh, sorry, gorilla. But it's hard to admit I need help. And at the end of the day, temptation will come, my friends. But it does not have to win. Every time you choose what is right, you are becoming stronger, more disciplined, and more aligned with who you are called to be. Something to chew on this week, my friends. Think about it and be honest. As we've talked about temptations, we listed those 15. If you want to hear them again, go back to one of the shows there. David, he's got everything on YouTube for us, all filed neat and nice. But again, and this is stuff we want you to think about because we face it every day. And just trying to be honest here, we all have our own temptations. So think about it. And here's the thing. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for prayer. That's one of the greatest things you can do. You go to the Father, but also turn to your brothers and sisters that you can trust. Let's be honest. Trust is a key thing in there because there are some people, good intentions, but before you know it, it's come back to you. Totally different story, but it gets out. So build up that inner circle of friends, brothers and sisters that you can turn to and say, hey, I need prayer with this, and this is why. And again, you don't have to go into great detail, but just enough to know, hey, I'm struggling with this. Well, my friends, that just about does it for this Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. Mr. David, my friend, closing thoughts or comments for this segment?
Yeah, no, I think we've talked previously about, you can't control if a bird flies over your head, but you can control if it builds a nest, and that bird being the temptation. And I'm battling birds at home right now, trying to keep them from building a nest on my porch. And I've got those spikes up there, and they just build nests on top of those spikes, and you've got to pick them back up or they knock them down. So
yeah,
it's how much effort you put in
to
making sure that the temptation doesn't build a nest.
There you go. Preparing yourself each and every day, each and every night. You think about what we could do. As David said, are we willing to put the work in to prepare for that so we can fight the good fight? All right, as we close, please remember you have meaning, you have value, and most of all, you are loved. May God continue to bless you, and just as well, may you and I continue to thank our Lord, our precious, loving Lord above, for our blessings each and every day. And if we meet again, well, then we will smile and rejoice. And if not, then this parting was well made. Thank you for joining David and myself along with the barnyard here on Bible Bibs and a Prayer. This is the Big Guy, Brother Jim.